Welcome to my inaugural YouTube video. I'm going to be sharing with you exactly why I, as a dad in my late 40s, having two daughters, decided to start a YouTube channel now. It's been an amazing journey for me, and when I think I can't possibly learn new stuff at this age, in reality, I'm learning way more than I ever was about myself, my girls, and children development in general. And I can't wait to share my experience with you. Hello, my name is Ambrose Lau. I'm in my late 40s and a dad of two teenage girls. And in recent years, I've been noticing something about myself when I meet with a new acquaintance. More frequently than ever, I've been referring myself as I'm daughter K's dad or I'm daughter A's dad. This identity, this self identity of Ambrose Lau seems to be slowly fading away. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. That sounds so depressing. It's actually been evolving. Now, instead of being Ambrose Lau, I'm simply a girl's dad. From my own observation, this actually happens to a lot of parents out there. So when I meet these new parents at events, sports, games, and practices, and we all start with that same first line. It's like, "Hey, my name is Ambrose, and I'm the dad of that girl. I'm the mom of that player." Right? So, and I know that this might be a scary thought, for a lot of dads and moms out there. The thoughts being, being replaced and starting to lose your own identity and perhaps losing all the accomplishments that you have achieved so far. That might be a scary thought, and don't be. What I have learned in the past 10 plus years is that it is extremely rewarding and encouraging to watch my girls grow up, establish their own identities, and become a more independent individual in the society, and at the same time being recognized by their peers and even grown ups. In a way, my girls are an extension of me, and now they define me. I'm literally a girl's dad, and I'm extremely proud of that. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Canadian and I have been living in Calgary for over 30 years. I went to the local university and graduated with a biochemistry degree and then a computer science degree. Now, the former didn't really help me much in developing my career, so I was leaning more towards the comp sci degree and I ended up in the IT industry. That was my entrance into the corporate world, and I spent a good 15, 16 years of those as a software developer. Later on in life, with a lot of self reflection, a twist of fate, and coming into a business opportunity, I left the IT industry and became an entrepreneur. I now run a tutoring company and oversee an operation where we help each student achieving their academic goals, personalizing tutoring program for each of them, and matching them with compatible tutors. So through my line of work, I get to meet with hundreds, if not thousands, of these students and families. When I sit down and get to talk to these families, I learn so much about the students. So their learning styles and learning skills, the strengths and weaknesses, what takes, what doesn't, and their characters as well. And more often than not, I get to learn bits and pieces about their family daily lives and the dynamics within. Now, being able to help these students achieving their academic goals and being able to deliver the results they're aiming for, it's highly exhilarating. So often I would get an email or phone call from these parents and say, "Hey, my son has gone from a 50% to a 75%, or my daughter got accepted into a university and a program that she's been working so hard to get into." I mean, news like that, it really makes my day. But as a cherry on the top, I actually get to know these families over the years, and throughout this process, I get to learn the tricks and methods that these parents use to raise their kids, and sometimes how to motivate them as well, not just within academics, but also within all aspects in their lives. And I find this knowledge highly invaluable. I'm definitely not the most renowned or accredited expert out there within the child psychology department or field, but after working with so many families throughout all these years, I've learned a thing or two about what promotes successes and the to dos and the not to dos. It's definitely not black and white. Every student is unique, and of course, every family has its own unique and different dynamic. But there appears to be a common denominator within the most harmonious families with successful kids, which is a very nurturing and encouraging environment for these kids to thrive in. So, going forward, my goal is to use this platform to share with you the knowledge that I have gathered throughout all these years. Another reason to set up this channel, and it's actually a little bit more selfish, I want to do it for myself and my girls. Now that they're in their teenage years, the conversation about their interests, their aspirations, and career choices has become more and more frequent. Now they have at least a couple of more years to figure this out and, of course, to do some self reflection to find their own paths. But for many young people out there, and especially the ones who I've met through my line of work, they don't have it figured out before completing high school. So, as my girl's dad, naturally, I want to help guide them. But my knowledge is very limited. My work experience is confined within the IT industry and the NG sector within Canada. Honestly, outside of those domains, I really don't know anything at all. Well, don't get me wrong, I definitely don't want to make choices for my girls. I actually want them to be independent enough and be responsible enough to lead this journey. They need to make themselves accountable for all the actions and sometimes inactions. And most importantly, I want them to stay inquisitive and equip themselves with as much information as possible. So when that time comes, when they need to make that very difficult decision, they have all the tools and all the information in front of them so they can make an educated one. Along this journey, I will be the one following, not leading, and just being a dad and try to provide as much support as they need. So by curating information and growing this channel, I hope that, at the end of the day, I have something to pass on to my girls and possibly to some of the young people and their families out there who are simply as confused as we are about their futures. Now, to some of these kids, colleges and university might be the right choice after high school. And you know what? Good for them. And they should go at it as hard as possible and be the best version of themselves each and every day. To other kids, colleges and university may not be the calling, and it's still as important for them to possess the same passion, the same drive, and the same work ethic in whatever they're pursuing. I have met so many adults being successful in their own domains, and they all have different academic backgrounds. My goal is, through this channel, help me and help you to explore all the infinite number of opportunities out there. I have many things planned for this channel, so if you're a girl's dad like me, or it could be a boy's dad or a girl's mom, or whatever combination it may be, and if you wish to join me on this journey, please like and comment this video, and most important of all, subscribe to my channel. Meanwhile, stay true, stay respectful, and I will see you in my next video.